This is a theme song.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't expect anything. Oh boy! Welcome to another episode of Don't Expect Anything. The podcast still trying to figure itself out, even up to episode 54. I'm your host, Jeremy Costa, and to my left, he's rubbing his eye, making me reconsider this episode number and everything about myself. It's Joshua Grinnick. How are you?
It's episode 12.
Shit, it's episode 12?
Yeah.
This is February of 2018?
Yeah, we're going to slot it back in the middle.
Oh, man.
The secret nugget.
Oh,
for those
like,
who are going back and listening.
like those, after like a minute of silence on a record, you have a bonus track?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, except in the digital age, it's kind of hard to hide.
It's more like someone came back and recut your vinyl and added an extra track in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
My
The
vinyl
vinyl
like
fairy.
2 centimeters bigger for some reason. To my right, not interested in this conversation or anything at all, Hugh Davies, how are you?
I broke my reading light last night. I dropped it and it broke, so I'm really upset.
Can you only
I'm so
read in
sorry.
the
That's why I've
day?
been in a bad mood today.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What happened? How did you break
I'm
it?
gonna hot glue it back together. It's that moon one.
Oh.
And I would grab the charger and then I was like, it just sort of rolled out of my hand and it broke.
You love that little moon.
Yeah, I do. But I'm gonna hot glue it. It'll be fine.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great energy to bring to the podcast.
Yeah. No, but it's like I'm on the upswing now. It broke, and now I've realized how I'm going to fix it. And now it's like I know
Now he's
everything's
gonna
gonna, I know
press it.
everything's
So
gonna
in
be fine.
so in 4 months, when you hear the episode where he fixes it, we'll tell you all about it.
I'm doing it on Thursday.
He's a man with a plan.
My dad has a hot glue gun. I'm going to my parents' place to get a Palmer. I'm gonna knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say.
Dad's
My parents say they came up with that phrase.
And the moon is a big stone.
Yeah.
We're here today. We a few weeks ago, I don't know when it was, we pulled out a topic, a round robin discussion.
many moons ago.
Many moons ago, before the moon was cracked on Hugh's floor.
Yeah, sorry.
We pulled out a topic, but we're doing a little something different with that topic. We're still going to discuss, and get disgusted by each other's choices for best fantasy slash.
It's not. Come on. Should we start doing vocal warm-ups before the podcast?
We really should.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't do podcasts.
Best fantasy slash adventure film. Fuck, that was difficult to say.
Fuck.
They all fuck. No, we have each chosen a film we think is the best fantasy slash adventure. That is so difficult to say.
It's not. If you
For me.
Don't say slash. Just say fantasy adventure.
Fantasy adventure.
So you're not putting the slut sound in. So you're not going slander for the flame.
Really blowing my mind.
Fantasy.
You dropped a light on the floor, you idiot. Fantasy adventure film. That is much easier. Thank you. And then we're going to debate them. Debate which ones we think are the right ones. And then we have to come to a consensus, which I don't think is possible. Because I know how stubborn Hugh can be.
No, but I haven't seen either of your movies. So
Well, our
that
arguments
you've picked.
will,
So yeah, exactly. So I'm coming in with no bias, except for my own one's the best and yours suck.
Yeah, so that's going to be difficult.
But you might prove me wrong.
Maybe we have an argument and then we let people decide, I guess.
Because if you'd picked Star Wars, I would have just refused.
What?
As an
Like I would have just
chaos.
refused. Like no.
Why?
I just wouldn't have listened to
Not
you.
Star Wars.
You don't listen to me anyway. Why is this any different in a more meaningful way?
I don't know.
Why would you... Tell me why
Because
you...
I got to ham it up for the podcast.
So frustrating. No, but why specifically Star Wars?
It's just
I was
everyone's
gonna
always
choose-
sucking the dick that is of Star Wars.
That's why I didn't choose
It's like the
it.
Cristiano
Too
Ronaldo.
mainstream.
That's why I didn't choose it. It was... and plus, Star Wars fandom is now really icky. People... it's so toxic at the moment.
Why?
The Star Wars...
Tell us all about it. Tell Hugh all about
No,
it.
he has told me about it. I know he's told
Yeah,
me.
because the Last Jedi came out.
Well,
Yep.
Stop telling me.
And it divided fans so much, and now people are they just like don't trust the franchise. They're all pissed off at them. They want to remove it from canon and stuff
Yeah,
like
the
that.
film wasn't exactly what they wanted, so they all got pissed.
Exactly.
Ah.
Yeah. There were things set up in The Force Awakens that should have paid off a bit more. Like, didn't feel as cohesive to the franchise. But like the director made his choices, just live with it. But people wanted, I want Luke to come out and kill shit. I want Darth Plagueis to be
Just
be
makes you
Snoke and
think,
stuff.
how many movies does it take to
To
lose
screw
all
a
your
Lightbulb.
yeah, to lose all your fans? Because every time you make another movie, you're gonna disappoint a certain proportion of your followers.
That's not true because every Mission Impossible movie has had more and more fans as the franchise goes on.
Yeah,
you just gotta make a good
eventually-
film.
But do you need much backstory for Mission Impossible?
I mean, the movie's
You
in
can
the
just-
title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have to. You don't have to tie it in.
I guess
But that's-
technically so is Star Wars.
You're not like building
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
It's kind of the idea of a title.
Yeah.
You sort of...
Yeah, you encapsulate
It's
what
like a
the film
log
is.
line in-
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Some films have a long time. Anyway,
You're a film scholar.
Yeah.
What's been going on?
Shit,
How's your week been?
Why
What's
did I
been-
pick Mission Impossible for this?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if that's fantasy adventure /
It's
Technically,
adventure.
every film's an adventure,
Yeah, it's true. I would say
but not the
Mission
adventure
Impossible
genre.
is an action film.
Oh,
action
I actually
adventure.
know what I want to go with.
Are you gonna change it up
I
mid?
might change it.
He's changing it up. Well, anyway, what's been going on? You guys, how's your week been? I think I have.
We've got the internet again.
Oh, we didn't have the
There was
internet.
the shenanigans of the no internet.
We did a puzzle.
We did
We did
a
a
whole
puzzle,
day,
yeah.
just a puzzle, 6 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours puzzling.
6
Well,
to
you
8.
you dropped out after 6, and then the next day you and I finished it off because you were busy.
Yes, I had to go buy the internet.
Yeah, but we did it.
Costs a
We
pretty
went to
penny.
Bunnings. We got a board. We bought a puzzle, and we did it.
bought
And
a
we were
board
not
at
bored
Bunnings.
anymore. It was
Love
fun.
that boy.
Yeah.
We've been really into puzzling, to the chagrin of all the listeners who it's not easy to describe a fun puzzle sesh. But we had fun.
I'm sure they've experienced a puzzle before.
Yeah, I guess so.
Listener,
Mate, you reckon?
just
What do you
say-
reckon
say
of the
yes.
population? Someone's done like a hard puzzle, more than 1,000 pieces.
Oh.
I don't know, like 5% of people.
Yeah.
I would say
Or-
25 puzzles.
You
Are
think,
No, I
you
don't
think
say-
a quarter of the population has
I
sat
don't
down and done a puzzle?
I don't think that's
I don't think so.
accessible
Yeah,
to
I
the
think
world.
I think so. I think so. Puzzle of the mind. A Sudoku. 1,000 boxes of Sudoku.
Jesus.
Anyway, I have a story. I have a little story. It was
Oh, okay.
such an encapsulation of Melbourne. It seemed like Footscray had been yanked out of Melbourne and yanked out of What? So I was on
No one said anything.
so I was on Southern Cross Station waiting for a train,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just sitting there bored as hell listening to
It's
a
better be
body.
good.
Oh boy, let's move on. So Josh, what's your movie?
Oh,
It's about,
I'm kidding,
it's
fuck
about your
you.
journey to something called
Yeah, no. So I'm sitting down, and then this the 2 platforms over. So I'm just watching at a distance. This train pulls up. He was a big boy. He was a big guy. He
Right.
looked like late 30s, mid 40s. It was hard to
Okay.
tell, but he was a big boy, and he had red shorts on, no shirt. He was shirtless, and his gut was hanging out of the shirt, and he had thongs and a t-shirt over his shoulder.
Okay.
And he kind of stumbled. He stumbled off the train and lumbered over to the snack machines and like checked all 3 change
Yep.
pockets in
As
there.
you do. Yep.
And then the doors of the train he just got off started closing. So he ran back to the train he was on. But he was wearing thongs, so one of his thongs fell off. So his thongs falls off next to the train. He sticks his arm through the door, tries to hold it open while putting a thong back on, and then got on the same train he had just gotten off.
Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, you must be desperate for change. And also not wearing a shirt.
Aren't we
or
all
something.
desperate for change?
Yeah, go talk to send letters to your local
Write your congressman.
Yeah, right. Change happens from the smallest of people and the biggest of men too, I guess, because that guy was large. Not body shaming, just behavior shaving. Shaving. Fuck me. All right, Josh, what's your movie?
Behavior shaving.
Behavior shaving. It's when to encourage good or bad behavior, you shave or do not shave different parts of the person's body. I said that fucking perfectly, but I couldn't say body shaming right. All right.
What is the absolute best and worst shave job you could have?
Best and worst shave job?
Yeah.
So, like, if I behaved poorly,
Yep.
I think someone would shave my beard off.
Off. Not like into a shitty pattern or something.
Oh, yeah, like a
Give you
little Hitler
Hitler.
mustache.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
Hitler.
exactly.
I think we.
It's pretty bad taste.
Yeah.
Like, apparently a
But I would
girl-
say it's the Michael Jordan.
A girl from our school, 2 years, I think it was like 2 years after we left, went as Hitler to Muck Up Day.
Yeah. That is awful.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Too soon?
This'll be funny. yeah, way too soon. Yeah, come on.
Maybe till the end of time it might be too soon.
What about pubes? What shape should pubes
Have you ever
not
had
be?
your pubes in a specific shape?
Not a shape.
No, neither have I.
Do the
They kind
Hitler
of don't
again.
have
The Hitler of the dick.
I always thought about straightening them.
Oh,
And then
Remember,
cutting
we
aside
can't-
mine are never that long to straighten.
Remember, we can't put Hitler in the YouTube
In the-
title or
yeah,
in the
yeah,
video because
yeah.
they'll think we log
I
him.
can't name it that again. We can't have too many episodes with the word Hitler in it.
We should probably stop saying Hitler.
Speaking of- speaking of-
The Hitler algorithm will pick up on
Speaking of Hitler, my movie that I've chosen is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade as the best fantasy adventure film of all
When
time.
you said The Last Crusade, I thought that was just the title of the film. I didn't realize it was Indiana Jones.
The Last Crusade. Have you seen that one?
I saw whichever one you showed me.
Which one was it? Was Sean
It
Connery
was
in it?
Temple of Doom. Is that his?
You saw Temple of Doom? Oof.
The one with the Nazis, and
No.
they open the thing.
The Ark of the Covenant?
Yeah.
No, it was the Raiders of the Lost Ark is the movie. That's the first one. But it's not that one. It's the third one with Sean Connery, and it's the best one.
Okay.
What movie did you choose, Josh?
Well, I had some contenders.
Sure.
Should I list them before I tell you?
I guess a list is as entertaining as anything.
It's two. It's
Listicles are off the chain these
Yeah,
days.
so-
Could you zhuzh it up though? Could
so
you
it's-
make it
yeah.
really like enthralling for people to listen?
No, I'm just gonna list it.
All right, no problem.
All right, so
Very dry.
I had Cubo because
Cuba on the Two Strings.
yeah, and the two strings.
Great movie.
Both of
I haven't
those
seen that one.
made me
Gorgeous
cry.
Yeah.
So that's shit.
I mean,
Fuck.
Josh.
Wait.
Go back to the top of the list.
I had Cubo.
Cuba on the Two
It
Strings.
made me cry.
Great film.
That
More like
book.
Crybo, the two tears.
Nice. Don't hit me.
Yep, it
My-
made me cry. It was touching. It was beautiful. It had
Yeah.
all the adventure vibes.
It's a great film. A
No.
little bit cliched at points, but good film.
But that's what made it such a aren't all adventure-y, extra fantastical adventure things cliched?
No.
Lord of the Rings.
This movie isn't. My
Cliche.
movie isn't.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
Lord of the Rings? Is that what
Nope.
you're doing? Oh no.
No.
Oh, you
No,
changed
but
Lord of
that's
the
it.
Rings? Oh, that's right. I know.
Quite
Yeah.
cliched.
Sure.
Then I was going to choose The Princess Bride up until earlier in this potty.
In this segment, this pre-show segment,
Yeah. The Princess Bride I've only seen once.
Yeah.
Recently.
it's a good ass film.
And it's probably one of the best films I've ever seen.
Whoa, you really
Yeah,
like it that much?
I really
At
like wit.
an age of, yeah, it's really witty.
It's really witty and it has humor in an adventure film, which is usually a bit more serious.
Yeah, no, it's a fun time.
But then you reminded me
Uh-oh.
of a particular franchise
Oh boy.
that is adventurous and just batshit insane.
I see that look in
I
his
see where
eyes.
this is going.
And I
Yeah.
can say
Fast and the
Fast and
Furious.
the Furious.
Yeah.
Well, which I would say that's an
one.
action film.
Seven.
That's an action film, not
It's
a fantasy.
fantasy. There's shit
That is true.
not possible.
That is true. I'm going to
It's
allow it.
fantasy.
You have to choose one though. Which
Uphill.
means
I think 7.
Furious 7.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Is that-
Paul Walker.
Yeah, because it ends in a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
way.
All right. Well,
Why?
yeah.
Okay, that's going to be the first question.
Yeah, the only other contender I see in my future is this movie. Which movie are you doing, Hugh?
I'm doing Princess Mononoke.
All right, cool. So,
I answered the question.
so cool. All right, cool.
Was I supposed to monologue?
I don't know. I was just like,
Mononoke
it's a
love.
boring choice, but let's go with.
Well then,
Prepare to prove me wrong.
I will get my literature
Alright,
out.
All right. So let's put some ground rules first.
These will be followed.
So, they better be because this is how we're gonna have to reach an
Do we have
agreement.
categories or?
I think categories. I think points we have to hit, or points that I think we should evaluate in the whole.
Shouldn't we have done this at the start?
No.
We are. This is the
I mean,
start.
like before we chose our movies, like so we knew what we were looking for.
No.
No, because
too
we're just
late.
making them up now, so we even have to.
Okay, cool.
Don't expect anything.
All right, so I'll throw some out. You say if it's reasonable or not. How good the film is.
Oh yeah.
Commer-
It's the best film.
Yeah. I don't,
Oh well, I guess Josh wins.
yeah. Commercially, like box office wise,
Did very well.
I don't think it should be that weighted, but I think
It's
it's important.
very, very
I think it's
I don't-
very important.
I don't think box office is that important, but
Well, it means how many people have seen it to dictate it as a classic.
but this one was
then-
the box office on this was not as substantial because Miramax didn't really do a great job of marketing it. In
We should have thought of that before we
America.
picked the
But
movie.
then the DVD sales put it through the roof.
Well,
Like,
we haven't started arguing yet. That's a great argument. Leave it for that.
zip it.
Critics, what critics thought of it, if it's like generally
Yeah.
regarded as a good movie.
Not,
The stars in it.
well, not just critics. What about? Just
Oh, and
everyone?
and people too, yeah.
My
think
friend
so.
likes it.
The people that star in it, I think, and cultural impact, like if it's
Oh,
got,
yes.
how it hit at the time, and if it's survived beyond its years.
I think it won.
Well, let's start with the
Well,
most.
next week we'll.
No, who wants to start arguing first?
You go first.
No,
Should we
What?
address one point and go all three movies on that point?
I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
and
that's
then we like maybe
that's a
tally
great-
up who.
That's
Yeah.
a grand idea. All right, start first. Let's do
With what?
What's the
a
first
pitch of the
category?
film. Pitch for your film is why you chose it.
Oh, why I chose it?
Yeah.
Why I chose Princess Mononoke.
Can you tell people who might not have heard of it what it is?
Princess Mononoke. Hang on a sec. Let me just get I got some literature here.
He's putting his password in his phone.
I'm not.
Missed it the first time, so we have to do it again for the second
It
time.
was released in 1997.
97.
So we're doing pre-21st century here.
I love it.
It's an animated film by Studio Ghibli, or Ghibli, however you want to say it. Like Hayao Miyazaki. I think he was the main lead animator on that, and he's one of the founders of the studio. So it's like cell hand-drawn animation, which gives it like I don't want to say like a homely sort of feeling, but like it's a unique look to it.
It's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, like it's a stunning film, like visually. What was the question? Why did I choose it?
Yeah.
Or am I pitching it to these?
No. Why'd you choose it as the best fantasy adventure film of all time?
I mean, because I think it is. I like it a lot.
Sure, but why is it that?
Because it's beautiful and the story's impactful and resounds today, and it's like an animated film that eschews the conventions. Is that a word? Eschews?
It is now.
Excuse the. I don't think there's an A at the
It steers away from like typical conventions of animated film, which are like, there's an outright good and an outright bad guy, and like they clash, and the good guy wins. Like their characters have a lot more dimensionality, so you can relate to them. Like Lady Eboshi was like, I guess if you were gonna call anyone the antagonist, you say it was her. But on the flip side, she has like a whole community of people she's caring for. She takes in lepers and prostitutes and feeds them and gives them a job. And like the reason she's destroying the forest is like a very environmentally there's a big environmental message in it, which relates to today. Mm-hmm. Still
very
relevant. All
relevant.
these like 20 years later.
All right, we're not hitting those beats yet. Come on, don't put up.
Yeah, so like it's not just interesting to watch because of the visuals, but also because of the characters and the way that it differs from other animated films. And I don't know if that's something that's like culturally just because it's a studio in a different country and it's not Western, but doesn't like adhere to those and especially morally there's like a bit of a quandary there as well. So there's a lot of facets to the film.
Mine is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by George Lucas, released in 1989. And no, I didn't pull out my phone to know that, because I'm a fucking
nerd.
Damn it! Indiana Jones,
I try to remember the movie itself and not the day it was released, actually.
I don't know what day it was, I know the year. 89.
All the same.
99, before your film. So pre-21st century as well. Crazy stuff. It's the anniversary this year. What's that? 40 years? 30 years? 89, 99, 2001. 30 years old. 30 years old. I had to count that on my fingers.
Yeah.
This film, I watched this at a young age with my dad. So I already have a liking to it, a inbuilt nostalgia. But it's not just me. It's a lot of the Western world, a lot of movie fans love Indiana Jones.
But why do you love it? We're not talking about them yet.
Yeah, and why we love it.
No, why do you love it? You just said, why did you
Why
pick
we
the film?
love it. I was
Okay.
going to continue, but you interrupted.
We're not talking about... you're answering the question.
So why we love it as fans, and why I love it particularly, is I feel it's the quintessential adventure film. It's swashbuckling adventure, globe-trotting fun. There's relics, there's archaeology. Indiana Jones inspired so many people to be archaeologists because the movies just get into your soul, get under your skin. And what I think elevates it above the other two and above other adventure films, it doesn't just have this like fun romper-stomper adventure. There's a father-son dynamic that ties the whole film together. You see a character that you've loved and seen, work independently of anyone else. He has a team, but it's usually just him. And to see where he comes from, and the comedy is great. The shots are gorgeous. Cinematography is beautiful. With Spielberg, you know what you're going to get, and that's why I think that's why it is one of my favorite films of all time, and why I think it is the best fantasy adventure film of all time as well.
Fast and the Furious shits all over you. It's about gods.
All right, hold on. Yeah. Pitch it to people who haven't heard of Fast and
It
Furious.
explains some of the plot, because
Alright,
I've seen it and I don't know what I
When was it released? Who directed it?
I don't know that shit. Who gives a fuck?
I think he's drunk.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I think
it
Justin-
doesn't matter.
I think
so it's about this group of shenanigan doing lads and gals who go around driving cars all around the world, adventuring,
Globe-trotting folk.
globetrotting. They all use their own abilities to help each other out. There's the tech guy who's literally ludicrous. How fucking cool is that?
Yeah, in terms of casting.
I think what makes an adventure movie for me is remembering all those scenes. Like, remember when they were in that scenario and they did this, and remember that amazing escape, that sort of stuff. Which your movies have, but they do not have cars flying flying through buildings. They do not have people like
So happy.
fighting helicopters.
That's not in that one, but alright.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh, actually, you know what? It might be. Yeah, I keep getting confused.
There's
There's
so much stuff.
happens in that movie. So it was released in 2015, directed by James Wan. It was his first.
But it's Michael Bay would watch it to jack off
Yeah.
because there's so much shit on the screen.
Don't sully your film with the name of Michael Bay, though.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
It
but
elevates.
with all the explosions and colors and
He would
shenanigans.
definitely, he'd definitely sneakily sneak out a little sneaky cum. But
Gross.
yeah, well, hey, he's a gross person, and I don't like him. Yeah, all right. So why do you like it so much?
Just because it's so exciting. It's got that adventure element I was talking about.
Totally.
You do have a story if you do follow the entire franchise.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a story leading up, and then in this particular one, number 7, the departure of a well-known character who is actually just milquetoast.
Well, they really milk his death scene. That's for sure. All right.
I cried in that one.
So did I.
Now he's a milk ghost.
All right.
Milk ghost.
All right. Now we've laid the table.
Oh, yeah. Also, it's fantasy because they just do batshit insane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it would never
impossible-
fly in the real world.
Yeah,
They
do
fly.
fly.
Yeah, but not in the real world.
Yeah. All right. So now we've hit that. Which part should we hit next? What do you guys want to start talking about first? What aspect of the film?
Well, a lot of things are just googling the critics reviews.
Well, okay. Let's go
Well, I have
around
some
the horn.
excerpts from critic
Yeah,
reviews.
you have some excerpts from critics' reviews.
Yeah.
Jesus,
And it's
all
like
right.
things said about the film.
All right,
just
go
in
nuts.
general.
I don't have any of that. Should I be looking at that? Depends how good these points are. I might have to look up.
Well, there was one thing that I was talking about Lady Eboshi. I think this was... I don't have who this was a quote from. One of the things that really impressed me is that Miyazaki shows life in all its multifaceted complexity without the traditional perfect heroes and wicked villains. Even Lady Eboshi, who Ashitaka respects, and Ashitaka is the protagonist, is not so much evil as short-sighted. That's one excerpt I have. But then ones
As
that are
a
like
short-sighted person, I agree.
generally about the film.
big
Let's see,
glasses.
that's Roger Ebert. Oh, this is the voice actress for Lady Eboshi, Minnie Driver. Big.
Oh, all right. I didn't know you were doing the English dub version.
I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, you have
I read the
subtitles.
No.
subtitles.
It's one of the most...
Oh boy!
It's one of the most
crowd.
remarkable
Yeah.
things about the film. Miyazaki gives a complete argument for both sides of the battle between technological achievement and our spiritual roots in the forest. He shows that good and evil, violence and peace exist in us all. It's all about how you harmonize it.
I didn't hear anything because it's not in Japanese with subtitles, because that's how you have to watch the film.
No, it's not.
Yeah, of course it is.
Absolutely, of course it's not.
That's how you do it.
There was such an outcry, like, by Western audiences for
Yeah, because
Western
they're
films.
dumb. They're dumb and they don't like read it.
Okay, so you watch it in Japanese.
I did watch it in Japanese. with
Just
the
watch it in
subtitles.
Japanese.
With the subtitles.
You know, not allowed.
What are you talking about?
You can't do it. Go watch it in Japanese or watch it in Western version.
Because you're dumb.
Wait, what?
So you're
Learn
smart enough to
Japanese.
understand Japanese?
The most of the Westerners are stupid.
Understand Japanese. Just do it.
I have subtitles. I didn't say you have to watch without subtitles.
I hate subtitles.
Well, yeah, of course you are, because you live in a world where you can't be...
Okay, so wait, but when you watch a movie with subtitles,
Yes.
do you spend more time looking at this, like what's happening on screen, or reading the
No,
subtitles?
you don't spend that much reading the subtitles.
Yeah, I don't meant to spend... Yeah, of course.
Anytime
I read the
there's
subtitles in
subtitles-
2 seconds and look at
Anytime
the
there's subtitles on the screen, like all I can look at is the subtitles.
Well, yeah, but that's not our fault that your brain can't comprehend
It's also
subtitles.
I've picked this version, so we're talking about this
So
version.
you picked the wrong version, which is good for us.
All right, I give up then.
You're so salty. All right, what did Minnie fucking Driver have to say
I'm done.
about it? Are
I'm
you
quit.
throwing a fit?
I'm spitting the dummy. I'm
you
doing
throwing
it.
a
I'm doing
fit?
it. This is a protest.
This was-
I'm protesting the episode.
The whole point of it is to have an argument. And
Wait, so what language was yours in?
English.
Oh, well, why didn't you watch the Japanese version with English subtitles?
Because it
got
was
a
made...
point.
Why didn't you
No,
watch
he
that?
doesn't. Because this
Why
his
didn't you watch
movie was
that?
originally made in Japanese.
Yeah, and yours is
It was
originally
made
made in
as an
English.
English
That's what
film.
he's saying.
Yeah, so I watched a different version. Why didn't you watch a different
You watched the
version?
wrong version. I watched the right version.
But the Japanese version with the English subtitles is so much better.
It's not. It's not. I guarantee.
But you haven't seen it.
because the
Jeremy, you haven't
Japanese,
seen
the
it.
English version doesn't match up with the mouths in your movie.
Yes,
Because
it does. You haven't seen it.
I have seen it.
You've seen the Japanese version.
Yeah, and the English version.
You haven't seen the Japanese version with the English
You
subtitles.
know what I wish?
What is he saying?
When
You are
there's-
listening to me.
What I wish is when there's like another nationality's version, they just remake the movie.
Swap out the actors. Yeah. That's what
great.
it should be.
Like a Japanese Spider-Man.
That's a market to corner,
Yeah.
maybe. It's expensive, but
It's the wrong version you're talking about.
it's not wrong. It's different, and if difference is wrong, then I don't want to be your friend.
Speaking of wrong difference, Nazis. We don't like them.
No.
We don't like
Goes
them.
without saying.
You know? Even I, who think difference is wrong, is not a fan of the Nazis.
Ugh.
But I think...
And my movie doesn't have Nazis in it. How about that?
That's pretty good, man. That's a point to you.
Much like Fast and Furious.
But
the
I think-
wheels have fallen off.
But I think what your movie...
What was the
Hugh-
question?
I forgot,
Because you guys
Shouted over
immediately started shitting on me. So I forgot what I was talking about.
You threw such a hissy fit.
Because you immediately accused me and weren't listening to my points. How am I supposed to remain calm?
Because I'm trying to make an entertaining podcast and you went off the rails immediately.
That's entertaining!
It's so loud. I have to edit this.
That's entertainment, baby.
What topic are we on right now? What's the
I don't know. I lost
Alright,
track.
what's the
This
next
little
one?
baby
You said
dummy
critical
out.
acclaim, and then I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh, blah blah blah. And then I said Mini Drive, and you're like, oh my god, you did much stupid. And I was like, well, fuck it.
So you really can't watch a Japanese film with
He
English
didn't
subtitles?
say that. He
Like,
never said that.
He said he doesn't like it.
I said I don't like watching movies with subtitles.
It's because you focus a lot on the subtitles and don't take
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Okay.
Like when you had David Attenborough on before,
Yeah.
and I was like, there's such majesty in the shots, like, and in watching the animals, but then there's subtitles at the bottom. It's so distracting, like it's annoying.
Yeah, but you don't have to look at the subtitles.
But my eyes drawn to it, like that's just me.
Oh, I can't help that.
No, I didn't say you
No,
could.
that's weird. All right. Yeah, like you just can't ignore the subtitle. Well, I watched a lot of films with my
But
mum.
if it's a translated, like if they're translated, how could I ignore them? It's like that's the
Yeah.
content of the film. I have to look at them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you look at it and then you look at the image. It's very easy, but
I prefer a movie where I just look at the screen, gives me everything in one.
sure,
go.
you want it
A
spoon-fed.
holistic approach.
Yes.
Yeah, you want it
That's
spoon-fed.
literally what a movie is.
Yeah. No, well, no, that's. I don't think a movie should be spoon. I think it should challenge you, and I think it should.
Yeah,
make
but
think
you
about-
sit there and it's fed to you from the screen.
Yeah, but
Yeah. like
it's-
you're not working to watch it. It's
Well, yeah, but I think if
content different. I'm talking literally what's coming off the screen visually. I'm not
You know
talking
what
like
you'd like? Fast and the Furious.
you'd love.
I
Fast
loved
and the
them.
Furious. Everyone is a majestic time.
yeah.
All right. Well, so you were saying some points about being wrong.
Yeah,
whatever.
well, whatever. I forget.
All right. Cool. Josh, what are you saying about Fast and Furious? Critical acclaim. The audience has lapped it up. Just acclaim. in general.
Audiences loved it. I don't know what
if anyone's dumb, it's the Fast and Furious audience.
That's what I'm saying. It's
AKA
that
us.
audience who can't sit and down and watch a Japanese film.
That's not true. They go to Tokyo in one of them.
That was such an autistic laugh.
Oh shit!
It
Sorry,
was.
Get
Asperger's laugh.
wrecked.
Asperger's laugh.
Asperger's
Let's
laugh.
bleep all that. Cut all that.
I'm not going to cut any of that. So, Fast and Furious.
Yes,
Tell me why people loved it.
I did already.
Get your hand
Pretty-
away from your mouth.
Pretty colors, fast cars. There's all right. To be fair,
Tasty hoots.
Very tasty.
There's a
hoots.
lot of fan
and
service
great glutes.
and it's just in your face, titties and ass.
Yeah, dude.
And by the
Truckload.
fourth one, you're like,
No.
oh, please stop.
And they don't. They just
No,
keep
they
going.
don't.
Yeah,
Doesn't this movie start off with them going to race wars?
They go to Race Wars twice, I think.
Yeah, race wars is in number 7 too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Race Wars is a car racing.
No, we should
competition.
clear
Clearly,
that
yeah.
up.
Yeah. We don't have Nazis,
No, we do.
but they
Indiana
do
Jones
start
does.
off. They are bandits. They steal VCRs or DVD players.
We're not talking
Not
about. We're just
talking
talking
about
about
that
Fury
film, we're
7.
talking
Yeah, I know.
Keep it in
But,
the
like,
keep it in the movie.
Keep it in your pants.
But they reclaim their honor
Yep.
by trying to fight for the government or something. I can't remember.
I think- yeah,
the
I think-
plot's not important. It's-
Great. With most of my films, I hate the plot.
Yeah, I just prefer.
The plot is so
I
distracting.
prefer to watch 2 hours of explosions.
Which is what you get in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Character development's interesting.
Sure.
Ludacris removes his fro. He used to have a fro.
Yeah. Doesn't.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't have
Again,
it, and then he
that's one.
becomes like an elite hacker from just being an ordinary.
Yeah. Those are real character
Yeah.
traits. Yeah.
He's just like an electrician, a car mechanic, and then he became a hacker. Just
Sure.
for the
What's his
series.
personal growth?
His personal growth. That's
Yeah.
it. That's mainly
If
it.
anything, his hair.
He makes
it
good
cuts his hair
jokes.
shorter.
He makes
Yeah.
good.
Well,
jokes.
I'm going to start rebutting things because I feel like we need to. You have no characters in your film. You have outlines of people that just get smashed into stuff. So I don't think its plot or its characters is worth it being remembered throughout
I
time.
think the
What is worth being remembered throughout time is the fucking scene where they jump through 2 skyscrapers.
Yeah, it was fucking dope.
That's so fucking insane. And when they parachute down out of the plane into the woods,
Ridiculous.
and Statham at the hospital that started the whole fucking movie, he's like seeing his brother and he walks out of the hospital and everyone's like dead all around him. Yeah, it's cool.
Good place to be killed.
Thanks
It
for the
killed
rebuttal.
us
It
all.
was really.
I got excited about talking about it. The characters are the characters are fun, but they're not real.
They're not. They have no dimensionality. They're
Exactly.
They don't have any, but they do have good messages, like family.
Yeah, well, speaking of
Sticking
family,
together.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is centered on family. And it's a character, it's just because it's Spielberg and he knows how to treat characters, he knows how to make them three-dimensional just with little movements and little exaggerations. I mean, Indiana Jones, played by, fucking, what's his name? My mind just blinks.
It should be good.
John.
No. Just let him. I know his name. I'm just gonna wait.
Played by Harrison Ford.
Hey.
And Sean Connery plays his dad. And the second you hear Sean Connery go, Junior, you just know their relationship. You know everything about it by the way Harrison Ford reacts, by the way it's shot with the close-ups.
Yeah, show don't tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah, I just that. Yes,
Yeah.
we are agreeing.
Yeah.
He's talking about subtitles again.
In the subtitles. These guys have been
Yeah, that's the
estranged.
appendix to the subtitles. You gotta look it up and follow along in a book.
Just the world flows with this gritty realism that you don't really see in movies anymore. Like Fast and Furious is just people doing insane shit.
Yeah, realism and
And you-
fast
and
Wait,
you
so
know-
across the board, we don't see gritty realism in any films today.
No, what I'm saying is like
Oh,
there's a lot of
yeah,
CG.
that's what I heard.
Oh, yeah,
and it just
yeah.
feels,
Okay, I was
it
gonna
feels
say,
kind of
like,
manufactured. But Spielberg goes for like
Yeah.
he does real effects and he
Yeah,
builds
he
the sets and
props a lot,
everything.
yeah.
And it's just that's why I think it's timeless as well, because there's the way it looks, you can tell it's from an old school movie making studio,
Old
but
Hollywood.
that's what's magic about films. We've had a century of great films just changing everything, and this slots so neatly into place into like a great film because of the characters, because of the set pieces, the humor, and just the wild ride. Every time I put it on, I just get happy, and 2 hours are gone like that. It's really good.
I haven't seen any of them.
No, you haven't?
No.
Oh, you're in for a real treat, maybe. Liv liked them. She hadn't seen them before, and I showed them last
Problem
year.
for me was they were so hyped up by you and by everyone that I saw the first one and I was just like, it's
Yeah.
just not like, I don't know. But you're saying the third one's better, so I should get the third one.
Third one's my favorite.
Because the first one was,
It's fantastic, and you're wrong. It's so insane how wrong you can be every time you open your mouth today. But
Yeah.
let's go on. And critically, well, we all know it made a ton of money. It was the highest grossing Indiana Jones film. They're still trying to make a fifth one today because of the lasting impact of the third one. They shouldn't be doing it. Harrison Ford's nearly 80, I think.
Yeah, he's getting on.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude. It's a great way to round out the trilogy in 1989, when blockbusters and Spielberg was taking off.
They should end it with him saying Junior.
Junior.
Just like just a black.
Well, Shia LaBeouf in the fourth one was
The Booth.
set up to be the new one.
Yeah.
That
New
went
Indiana
poorly?
Jones. Yeah, it didn't happen. Of course it
Oh,
did.
yeah, okay,
Of course
cool.
it did. You should see that one. That one's fucking awful.
Is that the
Christmas
one
Carol.
with the Nazis and aliens and shit?
Yeah. There's a lot
Are
of
there
Nazis.
always Nazis?
Not in the second one.
But the
Yeah,
rest.
it's a bit of a crutch.
Yeah, in the second. Hitler's in this one. He makes a cameo.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really fun.
Yay!
All right, so now we talk about. I think we should talk about.
Hitler.
All right,
Not
cool.
again.
Let's go.
No.
What was your
no.
least favorite part of Hitler? I hated his paintings.
Why are we doing this?
Really? It's
Didn't like his paintings.
Oh, so it is dad.
Yeah, well, good. Anyway, go on.
You were talking.
I think we should
Next topic.
now
Go
focus
next,
on lasting impact of the film
Oh yeah.
and what it means to cinema.
Yeah, those
in general.
Fast and the Furious movies are still going. They've got spin-offs. They got more movies.
Hobbs and Shaw comes out
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, I'm very keen.
Yeah.
He's among beasts.
I'm more, yeah. But there's got Fast and Furious 9 and 10, I think scheduled for 2021
Oh my
and
gosh.
2023 maybe or something like
What
that.
what moral did you take away from the film? What
family.
message?
Family is important.
Yeah,
Family.
man. Family.
Yeah.
He
Good,
says
that's
it-
good, that's
he
good.
literally says it all the time.
Yeah, I know. I was asking him.
No, I'm talking about Vin Diesel.
No, I know, but that's why. Yeah.
Make sure if you missed it,
That's-
you'd be.
Those are those are the only things I remember him saying. Apart that and like ride or die, and then he sort of just goes like.
I live a quarter mile at a time.
He's strangely humble in his crazy.
No, he's
sort
not.
of.
No, he's not.
Really? He's
The
not
Rock isn't
excessive.
going to be in number 9.
No, Vin Diesel as the
I
character.
mean Dominic
Toretto.
So you didn't remember his name. You didn't
I
remember.
remember Vin Diesel before I remember Dom.
But I'm just saying, as a character, he doesn't really stick in the craw.
I just think of him as Vin Diesel.
It's hard not
Again,
to.
It's not his
like you
fault,
said,
yeah.
the characters are outlines.
Exactly.
You're just looking at the actors. Who cares? It's still hilarious. But he's strangely humble, the character.
Sure. That was the
Like-
movie where The Rock and Vin Diesel wouldn't look at each other.
No, that was hilarious.
And they wouldn't be in the same scene together because they were beefing.
But they always end the movie of them just like at one of their houses having a barbecue,
Having a Corona.
beer, having a Corona. Yeah.
Oh,
he gets
yeah, more than
offered.
one.
Yeah.
He gets
The blat-
offered Heineken's. He's like, nah, fuck that, Corona for life.
In our two films, there's no blatant product placement.
That is true. It
I
does
think it's
distract a
more
little.
timeless than that.
It's more subtle. You don't even know you're getting product placed.
Yeah, real hard to tell. He's like, I'm a Corona man.
And he brings out a bucket of Coronas,
Yeah.
ice cold. How about your one?
The biggest lasting, I guess, message or the most like if you watch the film today, the thing that would probably impact you the most is the environmental message, especially. I don't want to delve into Japanese culture because I do not know enough about it.
Yeah, that'll be a sticky situation.
Yeah, but in the film, there's their little forest spirits, which are following. What is it? What's his name? The central character.
The character's sticking in everyone's minds.
Yeah.
These ones.
But I think,
Ashitaka.
Well, what you were saying
that's-
before,
yeah.
you could be doing what seems to be bad things, but for good reasons, and that's always true. Everyone's the good guy.
Yeah, that's a resounding because that's how people view often themselves, and especially industry. Lady Eboshi's the leader of Irontown.
I love this Lady Eboshi character.
Yeah, she's a great character.
Yeah. How about the main character? Is there a main character?
Yeah.
That's her.
Prince Ashitaka is the main character,
Okay.
and then Princess Mononoke or San is the namesake of the film.
Yes.
Who's in tune with one of the forest spirits, just was brought up by one of the forest spirits, the wolf.
Oh.
But yeah, Ashitaka's sort of a melancholy. I guess he's probably 19 or 20, late teens. Yeah, okay, cool.
Jeremy, do we have a wolf now?
But he's he's forced, he's cursed.
Yeah, hopefully so.
He's cursed by this is gonna sound really I never talk about this stuff, but he's cursed by a demon and he's forced to leave his hometown to pursue the corruption of the demon, try and bring an end to it because it's destroying the forest, and these people rely on the forest because it's where they live, blah blah blah. He's a good character. His motivations, he has this sense of inner peace that he's trying to spread to the other characters, so he's not just out there for himself. He's trying to save his village, but then Lady Eboshi's trying to save her village, so it's you get this. Ashitaka sort of becomes a mediator between nature and industry, so he's trying to not play both sides. Sometimes you see a character using subterfuge and pitting them against each other. He's actually trying to just be open and honest and reach an agreement between the two, warring factions. So that's an interesting part, and it's not, it's that's an impactful thing we see today with industry and the environment. It's hard to see a way you can change the way things are going now. I guess there are a few people who are trying to be that mediator between nature and industry, but
Good luck.
it's spiraling out of control so much today, and it's hard to see industry coming to an end and making concessions in favor of the environment now, which is something this film addresses. Yeah, so that's a big part of it.
It's a huge part of it, and it looks great too.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it still holds up.
And I think
visually.
On that note, going back to Last Crusade, there's a time and a place to remember history and the world's history, and I think having the movie set, I actually don't know when it's set, but it's probably set in the 40s. It's the 40s. I don't know if it's during World War II or just before, but I think it's 42, 43. It's set there, and it's a kids movie as well. So there's the concept of Nazis and what they mean and how they impacted the whole of history, but through the eyes of a family film that you can introduce and start discussing these topics. So I think as a way to inform families and younger, kids about our past, you can show them this movie as a way to open that discussion while also just having an entirely fun time. Because those are brought up, eternal life, what it means to hold another life over one other. There's betrayal. It's just about, in this weird sort of way you don't really think about it. It's about how humans work in this weird scenario, but the people who follow one ideology that doesn't match with your own, and how does that work on a global scale and affecting, global politics and every human life on the planet, while also, having a tank chase, which is so fucking dope. And they did it all real. The stunts are
Talking about tank
incredible.
chases.
Oh shit! I don't think there's a tank in this one.
No,
In
not
Fury
that.
7.
No, that was 5.
I think
Five,
so, yeah.
five. No, 6. Six
It's
is
hard
a
to
tank.
tell.
6 is a tank because
You
that's
have to
when
watch it all
Vin
again.
Diesel jumps across the bypass
Oh god,
and
the
catches
bridge.
Oh, that was so cool.
Titties Rodriguez. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We shouldn't say her name like that. It doesn't make any sense.
Don't bring us
I don't
into
know
it.
what.
You
Yeah,
said
what
that.
are you talking about? You mean Michelle Rodriguez,
Oh shit!
esteemed actress?
You came up with the name.
No such thing, sir.
No. And I think out of the three of us, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is the more popular. Will be remembered the longest by the most amount of people. I'm willing to hear objections to that fact.
No, I just don't think it has any bearing on
I think
I understand that you value that, but I don't. So it's like,
yeah. Well, I think a movie is made to make money and entertain the most amount of people, and the most successful ones do that to the highest degree. So that's what I think.
yeah, but like
It counts.
the strength and like difference of the messages sent by different films are going to mean they're received in different ways, more intensely by some audiences,
Yes.
more intensely by different audiences for different films. Like I had a more intense reaction to Princess Mononoke personally than I did to Indiana Jones because
You didn't see Last Crusade, but still, go on.
no, but I'm just like saying generally like that's the same franchise, so I sort of have the taste in my mouth, if you will.
Nice little entree.
A nice little nip of Indiana. And
Name the dog, Indiana.
an hors d'oeuvre. Yeah, it's like I had a more personal and like honest reaction to Princess Mononoke than I did to Indiana Jones, and that's just purely on me. Like, and I wouldn't take other people's opinions of the film and popularity into account. Into like critics, yeah, because they know what they're talking about, but like just a general mass appeal hasn't really ever for me determined whether I'll go and see a film or not. Like I've seen popular films like Harry Potter and thought they were pretty good, or like one of the popular films, Incredibles 2 is really good, and that's like a big popular film.
If
but then
anything,
less,
it makes it harder to judge.
I guess,
I'm a
yeah.
bit more critical of films that are very successful. Because
Why?
Like films that are made to be popular because you feel
Yeah.
like just adhere to popular trends and
Yeah,
like
they could
cliches
be-
which have mass appeal because
what's
they're
the
relatable.
opposite of timeless? They could just be taking all
A
the
flash in the pan.
yeah,
Like the
current
like
day
the Fast and
memes.
Furious.
In a way,
Yeah,
they keep doing it.
they do keep doing.
They keep up. They're not.
But like the other ones aren't holding up. You go, the more you go back, the more
and
the,
you look at
the,
their phones.
the
and
effects
Yeah.
don't hold up. The technology doesn't hold up.
The writing, like the
Sexism
the writing
hold up.
never.
They're still trying to push the sexism. It's crazy.
It is insane that they still
Yeah.
have like tasty hoots
I
and
don't know
maximum glutes.
why
on it.
that's part of their agenda.
I think it's because fans of the franchise from back in the day, like they're building more fans with all
Yeah.
the action stuff, but like the people who stuck with them day one want those titties. So
I was gonna say there are.
I guess you're
you gotta
reflecting that
think
in
of the
society.
people- There are a lot of car enthusiasts
Sure.
who just love
Here we
seeing.
go. Here we go.
Yeah, definitely.
Who
That's
just
the
like love
crowd.
seeing particular cars in the show, and like, oh shit, it's that one.
In the
Or-
show.
The show, the
The
show
show.
that is the 8-movie franchise.
I mean, there are so many movies. You may as well make a series out of it.
They probably will one
Sure.
day.
Yeah, probably.
Reboot it as a Netflix original.
Vin
series.
Diesel's 90. they go to him in a nursing home and like, oh, what was it you said? Like it's etched on stone, ride or die.
Well, why do they have like them have old kids?
Wait, have they done a? I know they did a flashback movie, but have they done it? They haven't done a time travel movie yet, right?
No,
that's got to be on the
I
cards.
don't think they'll do
That's
that.
got to be on the cards.
I don't think that'll be.
Well, they'll get the DeLorean.
Although-
what's the next?
Although fucking Idris Elba in the trailer for Hobbs and Shaw is like a superhuman.
God,
Yeah,
it's
he-
ridiculous.
He's like punching through steel and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess anything's possible. But
Best way to get a villain is just to have a guy be a
Yeah.
just print him out, just
Yeah.
cookie cutter. Just hey, this guy, but he has superpowers. Go destroy things.
Yeah,
There's no way
there's
he's
a
gonna
line
be-
in the trailer. And he's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm the bad guy."
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
He
exactly.
like punches someone into a million pieces.
like in here, in Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade, there's some complexities between a villain. You'd meet Elsa at the start, and I don't want to say what happens there, but she's a multifaceted character. And like the Nazis, even the Nazis who are just plain old evil.
I mean,
which I
yeah.
think is good because we shouldn't show kids dimensions to Nazis just yet. They can work out that they're all individuals for themselves later on, I guess.
I mean, bold claim, but there's no dimension to Nazis. They're evil, bad people, and
Why? How about the ones who are just following orders of the ones they couldn't get out of? They had to fight for
And if they
their
don't
country.
follow orders, they're sort
They
of
get
killed.
put to death as individuals. They don't follow the.
that
creeds.
is true.
Yep.
But they're Nazis, bro.
That's what I was saying. But like,
Curb stomp them.
Okay.
All of
Should've
them.
checked.
One at a
Movie-
time.
movie Nazis-
One at a time in front of their families.
yeah. Oh Jesus! Movie Nazis. Yeah, they're all evil.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what we're talking about?
This is a really dicey situation.
Are we talking about movie Nazis?
We are talking about movie Nazis. Yeah.
they're bad.
But I'm just talking about we
They're
can't
no
blame
good.
the individual for their entire community's
No, if you're talking about
I'm
World
glad
War...
people are gonna look to us for what to
for
do.
the
on
moral
this.
decencies and
Yeah, like,
censor-
obviously if you're talking about World War II in the real world,
look,
then
we're in
there are-
such a weird, insane time
Nazis are back.
that if we Nazis
Well, like,
are back in the habit.
neo-Nazis now,
Yes.
what redeeming qualities
No,
do they
no,
have?
no.
they're not
Nowadays,
forced into
how-
anything.
No, exactly. They
Yeah.
get to choose that.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting. Although I guess some of them were brought up like that from their parents, so they never had the opportunity to choose. Lack of information on one side. But, this is not the podcast for that.
No.
But I wanted to share my thoughts. I thought it was interesting. And I think Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade is the best movie out of the three.
I disagree respectfully.
I think my movie wins.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not Furious 7.
Look,
I'm not gonna.
I
say
don't
it's
think
not
it
that.
is Furious 7
Now
as
I have
well.
to choose. Now I'm a.
No, you're to the side.
Well, I mean,
I don't think that you have to be forced to do that.
you don't have to be the swing vote.
Yeah, I think we've laid out our arguments, and people can take away what they will. I will say that I won. And with that,
And with that, I'd say it
no,
will.
dude, I think. But to be fair, I really love. Actually,
All three are such different movies.
yeah, but if I had to rank my personal enjoyment of them, and this is not because of people who
Yeah.
chose them, but it'd be Crusade, Furious 7, then
Yeah, because he hates me and he's racist.
no,
against
no,
Welsh
no.
people.
No, I just
Rise up, Wales!
I've only seen it once.
Yeah.
Your movie, and I don't. It's not my favorite Ghibli by a mile.
What is your favorite Ghibli?
I like Laputa, Castle in the Sky. I like. Oh, damn, that's probably my favorite one. I think Kiki's Livery Service, which was nice, but I think I like your
A
one
little bit.
better.
Kiki's was a bit cliche, though, sort of.
Yeah,
Meh.
yeah. I'm trying to
Meh.
think of more. Ponyo was nice.
Spirited Away?
I didn't
That's
like
the
that
first
one as
I've
well
ever
as much,
watched.
but exactly, I didn't concentrate too much on it. I didn't soak it all in, so I want to
Yeah.
watch that again.
Watch it twice.
I think it's a bit long for me.
Yeah. There's one I'm
Like one.
forgetting that I really liked. And I can't remember
My
what it was.
name's Totoro?
Totoro was alright.
I need to watch more.
Anyway, there's one more. I'm gonna be so annoyed when I can't think of it. Howl's Moving Castle, that's the one. Yeah. I love Howl's Moving Castle too. Woo! We did it.
Did you watch them all in Japanese with English subtitles?
Yeah, except for Howl's. The first time I saw that was the
In
Western.
cinemas?
It was for a class at school.
I have an honorable mention.
Sure, let's do it. Let's do some more emotions.
It's not a movie, it's a TV series.
Okay.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, fucking delicious.
Oh, I
I think
never
that's
saw
the
it.
best fantasy adventure.
I would
TV
say
series.
I like Korra better. I like Legend of Korra better.
Sure.
Because there's more complexity for me.
Yeah, and they actually tackle the industry
Yeah.
nature stuff in it.
But
they do in the first
oh,
one.
the Last Airbender is phenomenal. I just
Character
prefer Korra.
development, the whole adventure.
But,
element,
yeah,
just
exactly.
Cool magic stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing a live action Netflix series
I know.
based on the show, The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I
they're
know.
not even
Not the
continuing.
movie.
Yeah, they're not even continuing the story. They're just doing the same story again, but live
Oh.
action.
Wow, that
Yeah,
sort of worries me, but
Yeah,
I
of
guess
course
you
it
get
worries me.
more emotion out of people's faces.
maybe. I cry a lot more at animation. Just animation knows how to get you because every little image you see on screen is controlled
Perfectly constructed.
to make you weep.
The size of the eyes and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly like that. But that was fun.
Very convincing.
But let us know what you think.
Email us,
Well,
please.
Yeah, he was really desperate. But maybe I'll put up a poll on Facebook and 3 people can respond.
Yeah, maybe. And it'll be us three.
Us 3, yeah. To just
So it'll be a three-way tie yet again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've come to the end of another Don't Expect Anything podcast. Whether you enjoyed this broadcast this evening, but I gotta be honest, I didn't enjoy recording it. Yeah, I had a really shitty time, and this is just like my thing. After a long day in the office, I like to come back and just really chill with my best friends, the faceless people who listen, who I feed off their emotion. That's you. And to keep me going, please send like messages and stuff at DA Podcast, Instagram, Facebook. Like, I'm just staring at an empty screen, hitting refresh every 5 seconds, just to stop the void from closing in. It's really bad. Like, I just don't like you and Josh anymore. They just like, all of my laughs are fake. They have me at gunpoint. Please help me. Send me money to escape at don'texpectanythingpodcast@gmail.com. It's an email address that we use to keep me going. If we don't make a certain amount of emails happen, they're going to chop off my finger. A Theon Greyjoy will happen. Spoilers for season 3, but like, of Game of Thrones, but like, I'll have no dick, man. I use my penis every day. Every day. I know most men don't do it. I use my penis every day. Just to like, it's there to remind me that I'm vulnerable to the lack of penis. And, well, subscribe to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. And I'll leave you alone. Thanks for listening, everybody.